Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the Road to 18 Inch Arms. This episode's a little bit shorter. The reason for that is because I did my final half of the week for my arm training at the commercial gym, and they have this new policy where you can't bring your gym bag out on the gym floor, and that's obviously where I keep my tripod, so long story short, it's just a pain to film in that gym, at least in most cases, so kind of annoying, but it is what it is. So I filmed, obviously, the first half of the week, stuff I did at the home gym. Only minor change I made to my program right now is I did change one of my preacher curl days just to a wider grip, just for fun. There's really no major reason behind this. It's just for the sake of changing things up a little bit. So basically what I wanted to talk about today, couple questions building off of last video. Essentially, to kind of combine and paraphrase these two questions, it's how do you balance a short-term versus long-term mindset approach in lifting? And this is a bit tricky because I think it's context dependent, and as in it depends on the individual and where you're at in your lifting career. But I would say something that doesn't get talked about enough, and something that actually is a little bit of a critique that I have on the natural community, is a lot of people are too passive. Just straight up, no need to really elaborate that much on what I mean by that. I think a lot of people, especially beginners, they don't quite have that kind of just grab it by the neck and run type mentality where if you want to make it to the advanced stage of lifting, you just can't be a passive lifter. You really can't. You can be as consistent as you want. You can show up every day, and these are all great things. And over time, consistency is helpful. You're going to get a good physique just by being in the gym, but it's not going to bring you to the point where you're going to be a later intermediate advanced type lifter and really get into that category of approaching your potential limit of total muscle mass you can build. And I get the sense that a lot of people want that physique. A lot of people desire to get there, but they haven't tapped into that mindset yet. And mindsets, it sounds so abstract and it's so hard to describe, but you just have to be honest with yourself, and you really have to self-reflect to make sure that your mindset's in the right spot if you want to be successful in lifting. Are you pushing yourself as hard as you can? Are you actually bracing for every rep you do? Are you kind of just like, if you're doing a bicep curl, are you flexing your biceps as hard as you can, pulling as hard as you can, and letting the rest of your body kind of just sit there and be limp, or are you giving it your all? Are your facial expressions showing that you're giving it your all? Are you filming your sets and seeing that you're giving it your all? And just beyond like the technical stuff of what it looks like to train hard, just having the mindset of, as corny as it is, I'm always going to say this because it is truly a great quote in my opinion, as corny and as tacky as it is, are you able to get comfortable getting uncomfortable? Super corny, super cheesy, describe it however you want, but it does apply really well to lifting. Because the point of where you make good gains is when it's just genuinely uncomfortable. And this is what I mean about being a little bit less passive and just a bit more assertive in the gym. You don't have to be throwing weights around left and right and whatnot. Like, you see the way I lift, it's all still under pretty good control. But you own the weights, you own your sets, and you own your muscles too. The sensation of lifting being difficult, getting out of breath, your heart rate getting up, the burn, the pump, and whatnot, all these kind of uncomfortable sensations where your instincts are just to like squirm out of this difficult situation that you put yourself in with lifting. You have to override that and you have to embrace that. And our minds have the power to do that. So when I'm doing these sets, do you think when my face is beat red and I have 15 chins on the final rep of a preacher curl and my shoulders bending backwards and my eyebrows are a foot and a half above my head, like, do you think I want to be in that situation? Physically, from an instinctual perspective, no. If I'm a passive person and I'm a passive lifter, I'm just not going to be entering those scenarios, which is when you actually make that progress. And it's not to say that everybody has to be that lifter, and you don't have to be that person. If these aren't your goals, that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You can just be a consistent lifter that shows up, puts in a hard work, gets a bit of a sweat, and just makes decent gains. That's fine. But if you actually want to kind of go to the next level, it sounds corny, you do have to kind of be a bit more assertive in the gym. And just kind of be proud of that too. Like, be the person that that is able to just turn on that mindset. Because when I'm not in the gym, and this is just funny because it's like how people see me on the channel versus how I am in just like day-to-day life is so different, because I'm able, when I think about the gym, I'm able to turn on that super kind of assertive, aggressive mindset. But in day-to-day life, I'm just like very sarcastic, very laid back, very chill person. And you just have to be able to turn it on when you need to. And I think that's the difference between a successful lifter and someone that just kind of makes some progress but doesn't quite get to that level that they truly desire to get to. So, with that being said, that's pretty much all I got for today. And I did want to give a shout out to Barbell Apparel too. I've talked about their promos and whatnot before on the channel. Obviously, they're my channel's only sponsor, but just to give a bit more context here, the reason why I work with them and the reason why I like them so much is because these are actual staples that you can keep in your gym wear wardrobe. And it's just something that the fitness industry desperately needed. I think it's a breath of fresh air with fitness industry fashion. I can't stand the fast fashion. I can't stand all these quote-unquote reputable gym brands that make clothes that fall apart in 2 seconds, stuff that doesn't fit right anyways. Like, they'll make it look good on the model and whatnot, and then they'll just cut them wrong, and the taper doesn't look right, and the sizes are too cookie cutter and whatnot. They're just not even designed for people that lift anyways. So to have a brand like this, it's just a pleasure for me to be able to work with them. So many pieces I like from them. Obviously, their ultralight tech tee is pretty much what you see me wearing in basically every arm day video. The drop hem long sleeve I wear for every leg day, and it's a perfect date night shirt too. Actually, it's a Miss Basement favorite. And with that said, all pants, jeans, chinos on sale for 99 bucks. They'll replace them, lifetime guarantee. If you lose weight, gain weight, they don't fit anymore, whatnot. So check out Barbell Apparel. I love them. Great company. Super happy to be working with them. And that's all I got for today. So I will see you guys in the next episode. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I might include it for a topic next time.